Hello again, Internet. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. So, we've got 5 acres down in Luna County, which has been on the website for longer than I care to admit. And this property is very similar to another property, which was also 5 acres, had also been on the website for a long time. And we did an experiment with that one in which we sold it. We offered it as 5 acres or as 5 individual 1-acre lots. And once we did that, it sold in a week. So we've decided to try it again with this sort of lingering piece of acreage that we've had on the website for some time. So point being, we're going to be offering this as 1 5-acre lot or 5 individual 1-acre lots. Hope that makes sense. With all that said, let's get to introducing the property. This is reference number LNNM-1030F, like Frank. Located in Luna County in the southern portion of the state. Again, this is 5 acres or a combination of 10 adjacent half-acre lots. As you saw up top there, we're selling the 5 acres for $4,600, and then we're going to have individual listing pages for each 1-acre property being sold for $950 each. So really good price for land, whether you're buying 1 acre or all 5. It's a good price for land in general, but even down there in Luna County where land is pretty inexpensive. With all that said, let's bring this up on a map, show you guys exactly where these are. Oh, wait, I forgot. As with all of our listings, come down here, click the GPS coordinates, and it will bring the property up on the Google Maps. So, as noted, these are all in Deming Ranchettes in Luna County. For those of you who don't know, Luna County is a square little county at the southern portion of the state. It borders basically from Mexico up to just north of the I-10 right here. Western boundary is what I'm trying to indicate right there, and the eastern boundary is basically what I'm indicating there. So, small little square county, southern portion of the state. Deming Ranchettes is the subdivision that this property is in. Deming Ranchettes is one of these areas where a developer came in back in the 60s, bought up a whole bunch of land, bought up, I think, probably about half the county if you look at how big the subdivision is, and chopped everything up into half-acre lots. Fortunately, they had the foresight to sell them 2 at a time. So whether you encounter first or second or third generation owners out here, everybody pretty much has at least 1 acre of land. The subdivision itself is all of this region west of the Florida mountains, or what I call the goose egg, as well as all of this area east of the Florida mountains, as well as just this area up here north, etc. So it really occupies a lot of space within the county. It's a major, major subdivision. Now, Deming, of course, is the county seat within Luna County. It sits up here by the I-10 corridor. Out here, you've got dense concentration of residences. You've got easy access to groceries and supplies and dining, shopping, quote-unquote nightlife, whatever passes for nightlife in Deming. Walmart Supercenter up here, Deming Municipal Airport, so on and so forth. The thing that I like about this subdivision that I've advocated for in previous videos is that because the developers sold these basically 1 acre at a time, you have development not only here, not only a dense concentration up here by the highway, but if you really scan the map, if you zoom in really on any portion of the map, you're going to see people living out here. You're going to see homes and trailers really all throughout the area, family farms like this, etc. So it's not one of these areas in which all of this is developed and there's nothing out here. It's a no man's land. It's middle of nowhere type thing. It's not the case. You have, because everybody has at least 1 acre of land, you have people who are able to build all throughout the subdivision and have elected to do that. And because of that, you also have utilities throughout the subdivision. Now, when I say utilities, let's be clear. I'm talking about power. I'm not talking about water or sewer. Okay, I'm just talking about power lines. But generally speaking, whenever we see subdivisions like this, massive subdivisions where there's a concentration of population, you don't find power, way the hell down here or way over here. So it's a nice feature of Deming Ranchettes in that not only are people living really all throughout it, but they have the ability, the option to continue to grow the area. Simply because it's already being serviced by those sorts of things. Additionally, the roads out here really all throughout the subdivision are all very well maintained. Some of that's the county's doing, some of that's just the fact that it's a naturally arid climate where you're not going to have a lot of brush sort of growing over on the roads. So all the roads out here can be navigated by any vehicle type. Now, with all that said, let's just zoom in on these specific parcels that we're talking about today. The 5 acres, or again, 10 adjacent half acres, sit here between Cancion Road and San Pedro Road. They occupy this space. And actually, if you go to one of the individual listing pages and scroll down to the gallery, we've done this sort of demonstration of how we're going to sell these. So again, 10 half-acre lots. You know, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're selling them as north-south lots as opposed to east-west adjacents. I hope that makes sense. So if you buy the F1 property, excuse me, you'll get the westernmost 1 acre, which has road access both along Cancion as well as San Pedro, or San Pedro. And if you buy the F5 lot, of course, you'll have the easternmost lot with, again, road access along both. So frontage along both sides. It's straddling both roads. These are going to be north-south adjacents, not east-west adjacents. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, with all that said, first let's talk about road access. Let's talk about where exactly this is. As noted, it's east of Deming proper itself. But you've actually got pretty easy access up here to the I-10 at the Aquila exit. The property's a little closer to Aquila than it is to Deming. And you can kind of scrutinize this one on your own time because I don't know how well this is demonstrated in the video. But basically, if you took the road all the way east over here and then kind of made your way up this way, you would eventually hit the entrance over here to the I-10 at Aquila. This, of course, will give you a really quick ride into nearby Deming where, again, grocery supplies, anything like that. You've got kids, they're attending school here in the local school district. It'll be easy to get back and forth. Or the alternative road, of course, is if you just sort of come down here and you make your way this way up to B046, whatever that is actually called in real life. Easy access up here to the 549, and you can make your way. 549, of course, runs parallel to the 10. You can make your way into Deming that way. It should also be noted that because you are closer to Aquila than to Deming itself, it means that you're also closer to nearby Las Cruces over here in the east. How close? Let's right-click, measure distance, and find out. So Las Cruces is about 40 miles as the crow flies. It's probably a drive like that or less because you're doing about 75, 80 along the highway here. So point is you'll have access to both towns. Las Cruces, of course, a more metropolitan area that you'll be able to go to on weekends, go to concerts or ball games or whatever, things like that, etc. Now, in regards to utilities, well, I was talking earlier about how utilities are sort of ubiquitous throughout the subdivision. It's one of these where if they're not on every road, they're on every other road. Now, of course, this is an area that's a little less developed. You'll see there's a home site or two out here, and there's some homes here along the sort of county road that I was mentioning earlier. You'll see some like this. The specific properties here along Cancion and San Pedro, a little more private, not as much concentration of homes out here. Power, according to our photographer, is about 3/10 of a mile from the subject property. I can't see it anywhere within 3/10 of a mile, but when you come down here to Coyote, which is about half a mile, you will see there are power lines running the length of Coyote, which is probably why you had all those homes built up along Coyote. Anyway, point being, no immediate power along these two roads, but fairly close by, and likely not difficult to get power extended out to the subject property, number one. Number two, probably not unreasonable to expect that PNM, which is the local utility that services this region, probably has some kind of footprint either on one of these roads or even closer where they do plan to run power because it is so common out there. So point being, at this point, to my knowledge, it doesn't exist out here, but I would highly recommend anyone who's considering these properties, call the local utility company, ask them if they have any plans to put power out there, ask them what it would cost to even get power out there. Because when you find regions like this where power is this common, it's not unheard of for them to run a pole or two for a nominal fee and then probably hook you up for free because now they know they've got a paying customer. So blah, blah, blah. Anyway, with all that said, let me just go to the photo gallery, guys. I want to show you guys what this area looks like. So this is pretty flat. Obviously, a lot of Deming Ranchettes is flat land where it's very easy to build, very easy to park, something like a mobile home, modular home. You can see that is particularly the case here. So you've got some nice views off in the distance of the Florida mountains just to your west. And again, I think we can see the roads in some of these photos. You can see that the roads here are going to be easily navigated, easily driven by any type of vehicle. I feel like my photographer took more drone shots here than he did anything else. Anyway, but yes, here are the Florida mountains off in the distance. As with all of Deming Ranchettes, you're going to have some really lovely views of these. And here's some of the aforementioned nearby power. This is a telephoto lens, but this looks closer than a half a mile away, I have to say. Whatever the case, certainly along Coyote is where you will find power. May even be closer at this point. Anyway, I will let you peruse the rest of the gallery on your own time. That being said, it's going to give you an excellent sense of what the terrain is like out there. For the record, a couple of things I want to bring to your attention here on the listing page. Number one, under CCRs, if you click this PDF, it's going to bring this up here. This is going to specifically address the covenants and restrictions that govern Unit 112, which is where this property is located. If you look at the legal description, Deming Ranchettes, Unit 112. These, of course, are not wholly different from pretty much all the other covenants throughout the units within Deming Ranchettes. One notable thing that I will point out to you here is if you look through these, you'll see that a residence can be, what is it, a minimum square footage of 600 square feet. So if you have aspirations to build a tiny home, that is something quite possibly that you can do out here depending on your definition of tiny. Number one. Number two, I will also point out to you what we have written up here in the table, which is that per county zoning regulations, you may RV on the property for 30 days at a time and longer if you have a building permit. The building permit thing is common throughout New Mexico. If you're building on a property, if you're building your permanent residence, they anticipate, yes, you'll need something to live out of while you're doing that. So, you know, once you have a building permit, which can be 6 months or 12 months or whatever, very easy to live out of an RV during that time. But if you're not going to acquire that, then at least 30 days. 30 days seems like a good period of time in which you can RV on the property. But honestly, who's keeping track out here in Deming Ranchettes? I don't know. Does anybody come and fine you on day 31? I highly doubt it. But point is, those are the formal rules within the county. Some more links I just want to bring to your attention, guys, which are down here under county contact information. We have the link to PNM, to the PNM website. If you click on that, it will bring up their website. Of course, you can reach out to them. You can contact them about this property. Say, hey, I'm looking to buy some land out in Deming. It's in Deming Ranchettes. I know you guys have got power close by. Can you give me a sense of what it would cost to get hooked up to the grid? Or if you have any plans to actually build out further onto the roads that I'm buying property on. That'll be a good conversation to have with them. Additionally, another link that we have here is to the Office of the State Engineer. These are the people responsible for permitting wells within the state. So if you want to get water rights for the property, if you want to get well rights to drill a well out there, these would be the people that you would talk to about that permitting. You can explore their website. You can contact their local office about that. Of course, we have also helpfully provided what those permit applications look like, well drilling info. If you click on these, it'll give you a little more insight into that process, etc. Anyway, if, guys, you are interested in purchasing any one of these properties, either any one of the 1 acres, 1 through 5, or the whole 5-acre property, just come to any one of these listing pages, click the Buy Now button. It will take you to secure checkout. We're going to ask you for some information. What name or names do you want on the deed? What's the tax address? Where's Looney County going to send the tax bill? Click on this, agree to the terms of service, click next, and on the next page you will enter credit or debit card information to purchase the property outright. Like all the properties that we have for sale here on HemingwayLand.com, we are the owners. Our company owns these lots, so once you give us the money, as far as we are concerned, you are the owner. Practically speaking, however, it's going to be about 3 weeks before you have a deed in your hand. The way that this works is within 24 hours, we'll get you a new deed via email. Once you approve it, once you say, yes, we spelled your name right, got the address right, things like that, we'll autograph it, notarize it, mail it off to the county. County's going to record it, and then they will forward the recorded version on to you. So that's why it takes about 3 weeks before it's at your hand. But as noted, once you give us the money, as far as we're concerned, you are the new owner. Please go out there, knock yourselves out, have fun, begin camping, begin parking, begin scouting your home site, etc. One quick thing I just want to mention before I let you guys go. I have always found the benefit here with adjacent lots, particularly when you're buying them this inexpensively, is the ability to resell them. So you can buy the 5 acres, you can live on 1 acre, you can have another family member on a 2nd acre, and you can resell the other 3 and certainly recoup the money that you're paying us for these properties. Or you can hold on to them as future investment. I don't want to give you the impression that I think this will be worth $1 million 10 years from now. I don't believe Deming's going to expand that rapidly, but it will certainly expand. It has the ability to do that, and that's one of the reasons why I think these are good investment properties. Not $1 million investments, but certainly, resell in a couple of years and, triple or quadruple your money type of thing. So anyway, that's my spiel. I will let you guys go. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, if you have any questions, leave a comment here on the YouTube. Shoot us an email, support@HemingwayLand.com, or give us a call, 702-919-7170. Thanks for watching.